A very warm welcome to everyone who's tuned into this episode of Impact Talks. Impact Talks seeks to aid school students by providing some sort of outlook about the various career possibilities in India and helping them streamline their passion. Today we have with us Sirisha Bhagwatula. Hi Sirisha, a very warm welcome. Thank you so much for doing this. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Hello, thank you so much for having me here. I have seen these kind of interviews till now, and being a part of it and be talking on behalf of the artist is a very special feeling. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much again, Sirisha. So before we move on, I'd just like to give a very small introduction. She is an Indian Idol 2020 season 12 contestant and she's 24 years old. She hails from Vishakhapatnam. She made her debut in playback singing in A.R. Rahman's Mathre. She completed her schooling from Sri Satya Sai Vidya Vihar and she graduated from Narayana Junior College. 2 years back, Sirisha participated in Star Vijay's TV music reality show, Super Singer, season 6, and she was one of the top 8 contestants. She started her singing career at a very young age and she made her debut at the age of 10. Her family supported her career in singing, and here she is with us today. Very glad to have you, Sirisha, once again.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank
yeah. So, my very first question is more of a journey description. We'd love for you to emulate your journey and describe how you went about shaping your career and, consequently pursuing your ambitions.
you. So I should not say I have chosen music. I should say music has chosen me because right at the age of 3.5 years, when I didn't even join my schooling, I have joined music class, and all thanks to my family members. My journey has started because there was a musical environment at home. My grandfather is a poet, writer, drama artist. He writes dramas, he writes songs, he writes poems. So even now he writes. So that is how me and my sister got interest in this, Sangita Sahityam, they say, like music and the writing. So that is how we both were introduced to this. And my father is a singer. He not professionally though. He sings at home. He also has taken part in few shows, and then he plays keyboard and he writes Hindi poems and stories, Telugu poems and stories. So we belong to a artistic family,
Right.
but nobody has taken it professionally. It was all out of interest. So that is how me and my sister have started. Me at the age of 3.5 and my sister at the age of 7. We both started taking music classes, Carnatic classes. So later on, we came to participating into reality shows. My first ever reality show was hosted and judged by SP Balasubramaniam sir, where I was one of the winners. And then back on, back to back, there were a lot of shows that I took part in, like Saregama Zee Telugu, Okkare Little Star, Super Singer. All this was just to learn, to understand how this, music field is. I was not introduced. I have never even watched any of these reality shows at home. It was altogether a new experience for me. So from there to Tamil, Super Singer, and there to Indian Idol.
Okay, that's really awesome. Especially even though times have changed, academics still holds first priority in a lot of families. So how are you able to balance your academics with your singing career, especially when you have to travel to so many places, back-to-back shoots?
Yes. So at home, the interest that we showed in music, we were also asked to be equally good at studies. It was not asked to, we naturally were. So me and my
Okay.
sister were good in studies too, and we both never showed any, what to say, imbalance between music and studies. We have always taken both equally, and I was a gold medalist in my engineering BTech. So, being interested in music, people often feel that okay, we might not be into studies well. I mean, we might not do studies well because we are full time into music, but that is not the case. Music often helped me to do well in studies. So
Right.
there was a situation where I was in dilemma whether to choose music or studies, not studies for that matter, job. So during that time, I did feel a lot of confusion, because although there is a lot of music that is coming, lot of opportunities that we as singers are given, still there is somewhere that instability. We are not sure what is going to happen tomorrow. What if there are no chances at all tomorrow? So that question mark has always been there. But still, I had a show in London, and the same time I was given a joining date in one of the biggest MNCs. So I was super confused. My parents, at home, even they were Sirisha, think about it. Music is not permanent, but this job is permanent. But I couldn't help taking up music because that is what I'm interested in, and I was ready to take that risk, whatever be. Like, I might not get a chance tomorrow, I'll create an opportunity myself. I will put some videos on YouTube and make some opportunities. I would force people to watch me. So that was the mindset I had.
Right. So again, you know, when you take part in reality shows, there's a lot of failure that you have to deal with because the result is not purely just based on your singing. It's based on what kind of love you receive from the audience, what the judges think of you, and so on. And I think this sort of failure happens in almost every stream these days. So,
Yeah.
how would you suggest students combat such failure and don't let it affect their future success?
And yes, so if we face failures at a very young age, then it is kind of a blessing as well as a bad thing.
Hmm.
So because like if we face a failure, we might get dejected, we might be discouraged, and we might end up giving up music. So even that
Right.
can happen. But my journey is a kind of different because my journey started with a win. I have won in this reality show called Padanundi, but it never got into my head because I was 8 years old. I didn't even know what winning and losing was. I just
Yeah.
knew what singing was. So that's what I did. But later on, when I started taking part in other reality shows, I observed that I started comparing myself because I felt I was not good enough. There are many other people who are doing well, and I have to, somehow win. I mean, somehow win was not there, but somehow sing well in that episode and go to the next round. That kind of mindset I did have, and it kind of deviated from what my actual motive was. So failures, apart from the first reality shows, the rest, all of the shows I have seen failure.
Okay.
So, but the thing is, it was never a failure for me because the amount of love that I got from people was way more than what a winner could have ever gotten.
Right.
So even there was lot of encouragement, lot of positivity, but still I did face failures at almost every step of my life. Initially, I took it to my heart. I used to feel maybe I'm not meant for this. Maybe God's giving a sign that this is not what Sirisha should do. Sirisha should be into, job. But somehow, that failure did give that positive spirit that at least I should try next time. I don't fail. So this journey is, music, like you said, in every field, this kind of failures are there. So I have seen, good times as well as bad times. So that's how everything works.
So, how exactly did your family support you during such times? Because, of course, without parental support, nothing is possible. And there are several dedicated parents out there who sacrifice their lives for their kids. And I'm sure even your parents are one such example. So, I'd like to hear how their support helped you.
Sure. So the very first thing that I should mention is my parents shifting from my father
Mm.
coming from Chhattisgarh to Vizag on request transfer because of our music. Because there was no good music scene in Chhattisgarh during that time, and we were more into Telugu songs. So my mother and my father insisted that we come to Andhra Pradesh so that we can continue learning. So that was a very big sacrifice. And second thing, my father did sacrifice a lot of promotions,
Right.
because if we keep on shifting, even our education will be affected, and so as music. So this kind of sacrifices were there, but another big, I should not say sacrifice, but compromise was when I asked them that I would shift to Chennai for music, to learn music. So that was a very big step in my life. I've never ever imagined that I would stay alone, and it's not even for a job. I don't have a job that I can do from morning to evening and just staying in the room. It was completely, I was just having few shows here and there, and I had to improve, and I have to get opportunities. So that was the kind of stage I was in. So during that time it was very difficult. I had to convince a lot, but even they understood that, okay, I think we should give her a chance. So that's how it was. And even now, whenever I say I have to go here, I have to go there, they are always ready. They always keep encouraging, and whenever I face failures, they are the first ones who come and say, okay, now there is a failure, but tomorrow if you try, you will win. And this is not like a failure also. You have won the hearts of people, so you are a winner. So that's the kind of positive spirit that I've always been into.
Right. So now for some, children, they might be interested in music, but their parents might not have enrolled them in music class, pretty early. So how important is starting off early to establish a career in music?
Yes, we can clearly see a singer who started off very early and a singer who just came into the field. There will be a difference. I don't say one is superior to other, but their singing quality, there will be a difference. If we are extremely gifted, then we don't even have to learn. Even I mean, I can bet on that. If you are extremely gifted, and you don't even need to practice, it comes naturally to you. But
Right.
just because we have talent, we can't just leave everything and just enjoy the fame that we get. We have to work towards it. So this working starts, if it starts at a very young age, then you don't know how many achievements you would go on to, you'll get in the future. Because see, it is my own experience. Until last 3 years, I didn't know that we have to warm up the voice before singing in a concert. I have been learning music, but I didn't know these kind of important things for a singer. So it is very important to learn music. And if a child is interested, I think it is the responsibility of parents to understand that what a child wants, and try to enroll them. Although I agree that it is not, I don't advise them that they have to take up music as a profession, but even taking up music as a hobby will improve their education as well. If I often heard that people who are good in tabla, or they can play tabla, they are equally good in maths, because
Right.
the jatis are nothing but the calculations. And people who are good in keyboard, they have a lot of coordination, because left
Right.
hand is goes in certain way, right hand goes in certain way. So that improves the way left and right brains work. It is nothing but logical thinking. So these kind of things, uh, music learning music not only helps being a musician, but also a good student. It helps one to become a good student as well. So parents should think about this. And if we see in foreign countries, almost every student is enrolled in some or the other extracurricular activity.
Right.
I have been to abroad shows, and I have seen in their houses there are all kinds of instruments there, and they keep on playing, although they are not professionally trained. So it is good to learn music, no matter what age you are in.
Okay, so I was actually coming to that. What are the health benefits of music as such? Like, I'm a dancer, and my dance teacher always used to say that, sitting in Aramandi improves your concentration. So,
Mm.
what are such health benefits that come from singing or even listening to music for that matter?
First of all, listening to music gives us peace, without which
That's
nothing
true.
nothing can happen. So it calms us down, and there are certain ragas like which have health benefits. I have done presentation during my school days on music therapy, how it improves one's health. So there are a set of ragas which improve health. Like there is a raga, I think Kapi, which reduces BP. I might be wrong also, but there are ragas which reduce BP, which reduces the tension that we have, stress that we have. So listening to music and singing is also, the happy hormones are released, I guess, if we sing. So there are many health benefits that one can get. So it's all in believing in that music really helps and doing it.
Okay. Okay, so now moving on a little more into the curricular part. So, are there any grants in the country for those who are interested in music but don't have the kind of, monetary sustainability to pursue music as a career option?
Grants in the sense,
Like music
you mean?
scholarships, which are provided by the government.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard about that yet, but
Okay.
I will definitely, if there are students who are interested, I can refer them to good, schools. But I think there would be many colleges who can support students who are not financially, able to enroll themselves. If they are not able to, they are interested and they're not able to. I think there will be many colleges, but according to my knowledge, I am not really sure about that.
Okay. Okay. So even I'll do some research about that then.
Yes, yes. And our school, for that matter, we used to have every evening.
Mhm.
There were music teachers who were coming to our school, and they used to teach the students.
Okay.
So if this kind of system can be implemented in all the schools, it would be really great.
All right. So now I want to know, so throughout your school life, were you able to pursue music continuously? Because usually what happens is, when people enter senior secondary, that is 11th and 12th, they usually just halt their passion, their hobbies,
Yes,
and completely focus on academics. And that kind of happened to me too. And I expect it happens to a lot of people. So
yes.
did that happen to you as well? How exactly did you deal with that phase?
Yes, I should say that it happened to me as well.
All
It's
right.
not because we can't manage, it's just that there is a, you know, myth, I should say, that if we are in ninth and 10th, we cannot do anything else. We should be
Uh,
full time into studies. And I should not agree to that, because now, being coming out of it, I feel that I could have easily managed both. So the thing is, it generally comes from parents perspective, I guess, that we should be completely into studies, and we don't know how interested the student is. If he
correct.
or she is really interested, they can manage both. So generally, I my experience was, when I was in third standard, I started taking part in a reality show. So I always used to miss most of the classes. I used to miss exams sometimes. And on this note, I should thank my principal, ma'am Kausalya ma'am, my teachers, who really supported me no matter what. And then, even during 10th standard, I had shows, I had to manage both. But I used to take up classes only on weekends. Then I didn't give it a complete halt. I didn't stop it completely. I took up in the weekends. But yes, the amount of practice I did come down drastically. I could see the difference in my singing too. And later, intermediate in you know in India, I should say, is a very hectic period for a student, because that is when we are like, we should what are we doing next?
For the
So
rest of your life, right?
that kind of a period. Yeah. So it depends on what we take up in intermediate, what branch we take up in intermediate, that will decide our future. So I was totally confused during that time. I used to come home at evening 7 or 8, and I never had time to practice. So if you really want to take up music as profession, I think it is better to, what I didn't do, and that is why I'm suggesting, I think it is better to take up music courses. There are many music courses that we are not aware of,
Okay.
like even the audio engineering, sound engineering. There are many courses that involve both both what to say, technical aspects as well as music.
Okay.
So if a student is interested in both, I think they should go on and try these kind of courses.
Right.
uh,
Um,
and yes, it is difficult to manage both. So I just wish that this, if the student is really confident on his or her skills, they should continue doing both.
so how difficult was it for you to relapse? When you take a break from an art form, which you were really, really good at for like 2 years, say, how difficult is it to come back into the scene and become as competent as you were earlier?
uh, I should say it is extremely difficult. It is difficult than what it was when we started,
Right.
because now we know where the goal is and now we know where we
Exactly.
stand. It is very difficult to come to that place. So for me, it was really a kind of, I took it to my mind, and I used to feel, okay, I used to sing this before, now I'm not getting it. Why? So this kind of question mark has been there, and it was really difficult. But you know what? If we are consistent enough and if we don't give up easily, there is nothing that we can't achieve. This is not a quote that I'm saying. This is also a learning for me that I'm saying to myself also now.
Okay, so one last thing. Dealing with anxiety. Again, this is, of various forms. There's stage fear, and then there's the fear if you'll forget something on stage, if you'll mess up the lyric or the line. Or there's this fear of your voice cracking, and so many things come into play. So, how do students, especially, who are at a growing stage, deal with anxiety, combat stage fear, and gain confidence to perform?
This is a very good question, because this is something that every artist feels, even after achieving a certain stage, or even after doing playback, getting many awards, but still every time you hit the stage you face this
Right.
anxiety. So that's what, when I was really young, when I sang on very big stages in front of extremely skilled people, I never felt anything. I used to be extremely confident, and as I became older, I started fearing. So it also comes with the age. That is where learning at a very young age comes into picture. If we start learning at a very younger age, and if we start performing in front of people, in front of gatherings, friends, family, we start to lose that fear a bit. A bit. I don't say completely. That is how we grow bit by bit. So initial stages should be like performing in front of your guru. That is a very biggest. That is a very big. I should say it's a very big challenge. So singing in front of guru, singing in front of friends who are into music, singing
Mhm.
in front of people who know music, understand music, can correct you. So that is how I think you should build up. And anxiety is a very, that is altogether a different chapter, I should say,
Right.
because I heard SP Balasubramaniam sir say that even now, when he I mean, I should not say, even when he was performing at this age, after singing so many so many songs in playback, he still feared, it seems. He still gets butterflies. He still got butterflies in his stomach before singing. So it happens
Okay.
to every singer or every artist. So instead of expecting ourselves to overcome anxiety, we should accept anxiety. We should accept that, okay, my voice will shiver now, but it's okay. Cool down. You can do it. And there are also certain techniques, if you search on YouTube, you'll get. Like if you practice breathing properly before
Mhm.
singing, it will, reduce to a lot of extent. So initial days, it is common that we face anxiety issues. It is common for everybody, so there is nothing to fear about.
That's nice to hear. So, in a nutshell, before we wrap up the conversation, we'd like to know a day in your life. How exactly your day goes, when you do your voice exercises, when you practice, and so
Wow, interesting. So yeah, I will give an example of a very good day, because there
on.
will be
Okay.
bad days when I'm super lazy and I don't want to do anything. So ideally, it starts with waking up early and going on a walk on the terrace now. Then coming back, doing yoga,
Okay.
and then the yoga in my session, it includes pranayamam, and it also includes normal exercises, Surya Namaskaram. And after that, I freshen up. Then I do basic riyas. It is holding on sa for a long time,
Okay.
maybe 15-20 minutes. This I should have done right from my childhood. I didn't know. I recently knew about it. So from then I started doing. Then I freshen up, and then I'll have something to eat, which is also not oily, because if it's oily, it'll affect a voice. And then I'll take up a song. I'll rehearse on that. If I have a recording, I'll start recording. There is a home setup at home, so
Okay.
I'll record. And there are different riyas I do, like one for sustains, one for gamak, and then Carnatic, there are Varnams, Kirtana, which I can practice. And I
Okay.
also took up Western classes from Augustine sir.
Okay.
So he has taught me. I have completed my grade 6 in Western, so sometimes I practice that, and sometimes film songs if I have a show. And then I help my mom uh, because she insists. And then I evening, then it'll obviously become evening. Then I'll watch something for some time, and again night there'll be a basic riyaz ka technique,
Okay.
riyaz ka routine that I do. Then I will listen to good music. I like listening to ghazals, so generally I put up either ghazals or jazz music, and I doze off.
Okay, that was really nice to hear. So, Sirisha, before we conclude this conversation, any words of motivation or inspiration to all the aspiring students that are listening to you right now?
Okay, first of all, even I am an aspiring musician. So, although I have had good experiences in life, I still consider myself a student. So, whatever I'm saying is something that I have learned from elders. So, I have, like, it's common to face a lot of issues when you are going on a path. There'll be many hurdles, but the only key to it is not to give up easily, not to give up at all. So, that is, self belief is something that we all should remind ourselves every day. And we should believe in our talent, and we should believe in our strengths and move forward. And if you're really interested in music, don't back off. Please take up. If there are no opportunities, let us create opportunities. And now there are, we can directly connect with audience. Now we have YouTube, we have many platforms that directly connect us to the audience. So there is no mediator in between. So we are free to post whatever we want, and we can get the love from audience. So give it a try. Don't back off. At the same time, listen to your parents and do it with their consent.
Thank you so much, Sirisha, for giving us the opportunity to talk with you. It was wonderful. It was really nice, talking to you and learning about how your life has shaped up into what it is now. All the very best for all your future ventures as well.
Thank
So
you
yeah.
so much.
Also, thanks to all the students for tuning into this episode of Impact Talks. We shall be back next week with a very interesting guest. Bye, Sirisha.
Bye bye.